Alright guys, so I just pulled over on the side of the road. It's 3:34 in the morning. They had this guy over here too. He's been following me, and I actually just made a U-turn, and as you can tell now, he's just been sitting around this Chrysler 300. So we're just waiting to see how long this weirdo takes before he leaves. All these guys have handlers, so you kind of just want to get an idea of how long is his handler gonna have him sit there. It's not them. I try to tell certain people, at the end of the day, yes, it's them themselves that are the physical ones, but like I said, it's a pyramid scheme. And everybody knows in the pyramid scheme that they're bottom feeders. And the bottom feeders are the one that you're going to see. You're not going to see the ones that control the bottom feeders. And so these are the ones that are accessible at these times of nights. And, like I said, and they control them whether in passing or on purpose, you know what I mean? But nevertheless, their position and title remains the same. So, a lot of times too, you guys know me, if you watch my YouTube, if you're new to my channel, definitely appreciate you. But if you guys realize, if you guys watch how I handle these guys, you'll see that everything is based upon handler and assumption. Like with me, I don't have a schedule. When now they try to influence your occupation, the job market, and for me that benefited me because I just started working for myself, and so because of that I don't have a schedule, and so because of that I can easily be out here. Average person with a 9 to 5, it's not going to be out here at these times because you got to wake up in a few hours, right? But that's why with my neighborhood, you'll see that they use the neighbors' children at certain times of the night versus during the day, they'll use who? The neighbors. They use the older people. And so, me, I'm petty. So I like to make people wait. And I also know that it's not just this guy over here. It's the people over here in the houses. You understand? So they're all coordinated. You're a clown. So anyway, like I said, as you can see, that's why I do videos, so you can get their reaction as I'm talking, because I know he hears me. So, but I don't know if, they don't even tell their own dummies that we know who the fuck they are. And that's why they be out here looking stupid, like, how does he's just sitting there. We can hear what he's, you dumbass, because I know you can hear me, fuckface. That's what the whole purpose is, nigga. That's why I choose to come out here at nighttime, because I know I have the advantage at nighttime. See, that's why I tell you guys, fear is the primary resource that they have, and if you take away that resource, they don't have anything, which is fear, right? And so if you're no longer fearful of them, if you're no longer scared of them, right? And like I tell you, I'm not, this is nothing to be proud of, trust me, this is some bullshit. But what I'm telling you is that I went through this shit. I went through the attempts of trying to set me up to go to jail. My family tried to put me in a mental home. I've succeeded through all those tests. And now all they can do is try to drive erratically around me, but they can't touch us, right? It's the laws of the universe, or whatever they like to call them, but the Most High. But they like to drive it, right? You see how there's all these lanes, right? And you see how now, he's switching over all these lanes that they had prior to even being here. But you notice how all these trucks end up in the lane right next to me, right? Just realize that, right? And I used to drive trucks. I had a DOT car before. You had to take your test every 2 years. I was driving 12-foot, 15-foot box trucks. And so I know DOT is a motherfucker. You know what I mean? And the way these people drive, if they weren't around me, they wouldn't drive like that. And so that's how come I'm able to discern and disdain, and I'm able to separate the differences between how I'm treated and how people are normally acting around themselves. Now, road rage exists, traffic exists, of course, but I can tell you, if you look at my YouTube channel, most of my subscribers will know, I shouldn't call you subscribers, most of my family, you guys will know, you guys go through the same shit. And that's the biggest thing. The biggest thing for me was realizing that once I got out of the mindset that it was just in Maryland, right? Once I saw people in Australia and Canada and you know, fucking Philippines going through this shit, Cuba, it kind of opened my eyes like, you know, damn, it's like this is a global thing. And then in that same context, you have to then assume that it's a global thing and that all these people are connected. You can't. You would be a fool not to at least assume that, you know, this shit is at least going on in America. We know it's going on in other places, but I'm just saying rhetorically, you can assume based on the videos out here. Now, we know we have a lot of fake people, and you can tell those. You can look at the Masonic symbolism and all their videos. It's the main thing I look for in person in YouTube, right? I look at the symbolism on their page. I look at the wording, you know, something as simple as bricks. You know what I mean? See how this guy right here and the red Tundra, you know what I mean? But I carry a double barrel shotgun for this. Like I'm loaded right now, so that's why I sit here comfortably. I also have the peace of the Most High, but like I will kill one of these guys. I will blow their fucking head off, rightfully so. And you guys know, I'm just waiting to get out of Baltimore City so I can pursue my case. You know what I mean? That's really what it comes down to. Anyway, like I was telling you guys before, because these guys are manipulated, you have to understand that it's also they have their own reasoning behind what they do as well. Their reason is they're not who we are, and that's outside of the matrix. They're stuck. They're trapped. And they now have to spend added energy on us versus when we didn't know, they could kind of just live their lives being and masquerading. But now, because we're in a new era and we're in a unmasking phase, you know, now they have to represent who they are. Now they have to, you know, so that's why they're upset, because they can't no longer just live and masquerade in the shadows. They now have to come out, and you see them for who they are. It's not pretty, right? And so that's why the Bible says, "Be wise as serpents and harmless as doves." Right? I'm not harmless. That's my issue. My issue is trying to be harmless as a dove, because I want to kick ass and chew bubblegum. And you know what I'm out of? Bubblegum. So it's kind of my MO. I don't want to be nice to these people. I want to blow their fucking heads off. But it's a two-edged sword, spiritually and physically. I'm still here. No matter how I know what this system is, no matter if I know this is a multi-dimensional system being ran by demons and the reptilians, and I can't treat the reality as such, and that's the advantage that they have. The only advantage that they have is that they exist in a lower state of mind frame. You understand? And so because of that, I'm going to purposely move. So I'm going to move, and let's see exactly how they try to counter that. Right now, I'm over here. Right, how's it doing? All right, now I've adjusted myself. Right. So anyway, like I'm saying, so because I know what they are, I can't act it out, because that's the part of the matrix. The matrix is living the lie and accepting corruption for whatever they're going to get as individuals. Okay? And when someone is now this is the thing though, like and them going after us, it basically we could assume that there's amount of power that we hold to where we affect the outcome of their reality. But it's the way I look at it, right? Why would you tell your enemy that they have the ability to affect the outcome of your reality, right? Why would you let them know that? Isn't that something that you kind of, you know, we don't let the police know we sell coke. That's redundant. That's recessive. That's backwards, right? We don't. You know what I mean? And that's how they are. They literally walk around like, yeah, hey, we sell drugs. We're coke dealers over here. I'm a cokehead. They do. I'm a cokehead. I'm a high beams. I love coke. Arm out the window. I love little kids, you know? They don't understand that language they have duality, a light and a dark. Well, what do you think? Just because you're on the dark side of it doesn't mean there isn't a light side of everything that you're doing. And just because you're not aware of my comprehension doesn't mean it doesn't exist. I tell people all the time, your opinion of the truth doesn't validify it or change it. It doesn't sway it in any way. You can have an opinion towards the truth all you would like. It doesn't change truth or facts. It is just said opinion. Right? And these guys swear up and down that they can change logic, physics, opinion. Right? Now, we know all of those things are being manipulated daily. But the root, the foundation of those things can't be changed. And that in itself exposes them. Like I said, their downfall will be their symbolism. It was for me. It was for me. I'm a visual learner. In school, I learned visually. I learned by someone breaking down an equation and me seeing it and working it back and forth. I also have OCD. Okay? So my attention deficit and OCD has been beneficial to me discerning who the dumbasses are around me. Because by default, I'm going to already have a heightened level of discernment. People act like ADHD, the real people, not these loony bins running around here, but ones that actually, and they call it, and it's not HDD, but it's really just not being able to function around stupidity and ignorance at multiple levels at a day, you know what I mean, in multiple persons. That's really what it comes down to. But for the sake of this conversation, right, when it's broken down on that level, right, that's kind of understands why I never really clicked and why sometimes when you evaluate these people, you have to kind of lower yourselves. And that's not a slight, it's reality. So, you know, of course they try to mind wipe me, but I can always refer back to this video. And every time that I change subjects, it's elevation. But, you know, basically in lame terms, these people choose to do what they are doing. It is not blackmail. You can't blackmail everybody, okay? Because let me tell you, if you have one person blackmailing 1,000 people, 1,000 people then come back and blackmail that one person. That doesn't make any sense. So there has to be some form of cooperation. Because like I tell you, that's the whole sheep effect, the old monkey in the barrel, crab in the barrel mindset. Is you have all these crabs in the barrel that are pulling each other down. But I don't believe in that, because I'm just saying, if you can visually see other crabs pulling one down and you continue that path, then you, sir, are continuing the path of stupidity. And that is a choice. And that's what these people engage in. Stupidity. You see other people pulling each other down, you choose to engage in that same fashion. You, sir, are a dumbass. You are a piece of shit. And it's not because of me. Like, I don't take any offense to it other than what they do to me. You know? It's the reality. You're a piece of shit. You got women out here with kids that they do this shit to. I'm a grown-ass man. I can fend for myself. I know how to shoot guns. I know how to fight. Understand? I'm never scared. When I come out the house, I know what I'm dealing with. I pray before I come out the house, and I come out the house like a boss, and I dare somebody to fucking, you know what I mean? It is what it is. That's a Masonic term. That's what my mother used to tell me all the time. It is what it is. It is what it is. It is what it is. You know what I mean? That's why I already knew she was a demon. These guys want you to be so scared of them. They want to be Batman so bad. There's only one. It's only one. There's not 1,000 Batmans. And he definitely doesn't drive a red car. Hint, hint. Dumbass. These guys want to... I'm John Wayne. No, you're not. You're a dumbass. These guys want you to be scared of them. I think it's funny. I've already beaten one of them up. I'm tired of talking about it, but it's like I know I get around new dummies, so I feel like I need to share the story again. I've beaten one you guys up because I thought you hit my car, and it wasn't this one. The guy was talking about run the fade. He got ran for a fade, and the rest is history. So I've already gotten to a counter with you guys. Let me tell you what happened. You don't stick up for each other. That's what I figured out. You definitely don't stick up for one another. Okay? You don't. You don't stick up for one another. Because you definitely left him hanging. And I put that on my life. I could drop dead right now if I'm lying. I put that on me. I'd drop dead if that guy didn't run for me. So anyway, like I was telling you, I've already tested. I'm a guy. I'm not a bully. But I don't like bullies. So I've always and I've tried to bully the bully. You know what I mean? Like I've always stuck up for my friends. Well, people who I thought were my friends. And you know what I mean? So I always looked out for the weak, if you per se. So I'm not gonna get bullied. You know what I mean? Like I bullied the bully. You're not gonna bully me. I'm out here saving people from getting bullied. And you think you're gonna bully me? Nah, it's not gonna work like that, Chief. It's not. And put your hands behind your back. You're now arrested, sir. Citizen arrest. Where are we going? To the trunk. To the fucking trunk, you maniac. Where are we going? To the fucking trunk, jackass. Where are we going? And let me tell you something, guys. Thanks, shout out to my man DB who told me they have a switch in their car for the lights. Look at these morons. We already know you have a switch in your car. What a bunch of dumbasses. I'm gonna put the switch in my car and I have one light on.